Because I saw somebody have made an interesting comment claiming like you, I wonder is it legal to say this on on YouTube?
Go
But
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
people call you incel and stuff like that, and I'm still kind of like, I mean, I do see where they're coming from with the whole story and kill through,
Of
but it's
course,
like,
and keep in mind though, I played Near Automata. I have the game on PS4, but I I I I myself I've never really gotten far into it. I really want to still complete the game. So hopefully after I get done, with some of my backlog, I can get right back into it because I've gotten to a point to the part where you went to that robot village or whatever.
yeah, keep in mind I haven't played the game yet. I still want to play this game to this day.
Uh, well, I
I
think
don't mind spoilers, so.
it's on PC and Xbox. If you,
Oh, yeah, I'm aware. I have it on my wish list.
yeah, I'll send you a link to where you can get it for sale when it pops back up.
Oh,
So go on.
yeah, I just seen a lot of weirdness going on between you and some people. It's like, "Good grief, what did you did this time?"
Yeah, it's just people just acting like Puritans or whatever. Just because I said, hey, this game sold well mostly because of fictional robot ass.
Yeah, and it was
Ridiculous.
one of the reasons. And it's not like just like they just like, oh, they make it seem like you forgot other names, and it's still looking like you there's other reasons besides story. But okay, I guess.
Yup. It's like the main reason why games like 8 Leo Ryza and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold, right? And yeah,
Yeah.
it's because of the gameplay, but it's also because of, you know, the attractive female characters. Let's be real here.
Oh yeah. Cause there's some people there's some people. I mean, I be seeing every now and then like people making parodies of your tweet, reaching like saying something like this. I mean, this is White Hill. It's what I'm fighting for.
I mean, that's literally the left in a nutshell. They can't meme. They can only do copy pasta.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
that's just the unfortunate reality of it, though.
it's like every time I even make a tweet, it's like some people are still on me on my dick. It's like, yo, don't y'all get something else better to do, man? Because it's like I'm not that much of a famous person, you know.
No, and it's like people kept bringing up the past and stuff, and it's like, wow, like, yeah, you. I mean, I'm aware of what you are as a person in the past. For I remember your first Twitter account, so
Oh, yeah, that one.
yeah. And I mean, but the thing is, you changed. So I mean, and you're improving. That's all that matters. But seeing like the left want to forget, want to keep bringing up the past so much, it's like, but then these are the same people forget. Sometimes you need to learn from the past, and you can't rely on the past forever. Because what good learning from the past? I mean, using the past for what? Bringing up the past, and you're not gonna, I don't know, make something useful out of it.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to. They just do not. They just don't like the fact that They just really don't like the fact that I'm just out here, just doing my thing. Trying to do whatever. Just trying to, you know,
Yeah,
just out here
you're
trying to
just
make
doing your
the
own thing.
out here trying to spread my opinion. It's like when I'm out here trying to just talk about just basic stuff like being anti-censorship, being pro free speech. It's like I always get some pushback by some weirdos who just don't like the fact that who are just so anti free speech for some reason.
Yeah,
It's like
I
damn.
get
It's
you.
like damn. It's like every time I try to stand up against censorship, people always want to mock me and shit.
I think the reason why because they still remember what kind of person you was in the past, and I don't think
And,
they
and,
don't
keep, and
really
keep in
believe
mind,
you.
keep in mind though, I was like a huge full blown Sony stan.
Yeah,
I was, but it's like ever since I changed the leap, it's like motherfuckers been going at my head hard.
yeah,
Oh, it's like It's
They
like
just want you to
it's
revert back to your old ways, but yet they still hate you. And it's like, which way do they want you to go? Do you want to go back to your old ways where you treated people like shit,
yeah.
or the way you are nowadays? Because it's like I even seen firsthand. There was a YouTuber you got to interesting debate with this another YouTuber.
What, video
What's his
game
name?
lover?
No, not video game. What's his name?
Video game dog lover?
Infinite Visual. Yeah,
Yeah,
you and
Infinite
him was on a
Retro.
debate
Yeah,
about
Weapon Wheel.
something.
About the
And
BLM thing, yeah.
yeah, and I'm aware about that, and I'm just sitting there looking like I don't like the idea of censorship because what happens if like I work so hard or something? Because currently right now you've seen the progress I've been making when it comes to art, and the last thing I want is to be like, oh, be told, how dare you create this art? You should be canceled for it or censored. And I get it, the left don't like freedom of speech, but it's like you do realize that also applies to you, right?
Yeah.
Like the moment you start censoring speech, the moment you start getting arrested, and it doesn't. It may seem like I'm just gonna say it. It may seem like you have a noble cause, but it just make you look stupid, to be honest. Like I get it, people want. Like I feel like people forget opinions does not always equals fact. I mean, you can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, and we both agree or disagree, like adults.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They don't want anything to be for adults. That's the thing. That's the
I mean, adults gotta have some form of entertainment as well. It's not like why should kids be the only ones have entertainment?
Yeah, but it's less of it's just less of, kids having entertainment and more of just irritantism in general. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see another tweet of mine. Hold on for a second. Let me right for a second. Uh, this is this is this is probably what I'm going to be talking about in the video, upcoming video. Find it. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, so do you see this tweet?
Give me a second.
Yeah, you could check out my live stream.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this before.
Right, right. So I'm out here saying that if games like Doom and Mortal Kombat are not only celebrated but protected under freedom of speech, and it got all this accolades and stuff, then why the fuck is it so hard for Senran Kagura and like Taimanin Asagi to have the same thing? It's like the entire game industry have this air against like this
It's
pretentious air.
hypocrisy.
Yeah, this pretentious air around it when it comes to sexuality, like base human desires. It's like if I can blow niggas' heads off in like a game of Call of Duty or The Last of Us 2, then why can't we at least see a chick in a swimsuit in a video game?
Because oh, that's so-called sexualizing them. It's like, but
But
men
like,
can be sexualized.
here's the thing: what the fuck is so wrong about sexualization?
Yeah, it's like, I
It's like
mean,
I'm pretty sure that you and I are both adults, right?
yeah, I'm 25, so
Yeah,
I hope I'm an adult.
and we're and most humans like to fuck, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
they
why? So why is it so like why is it so taboo to accept games like this?
because they think that those type of games will so-called influence kids doing terrible things, and I'm looking like you.
Didn't we go through the same issue during the 90s? Yeah.
It never changes because it's just people just looking for one thing to blame to another, another thing to blame to another, and it's just never changed. Like people want to blame another thing to another thing,
Right.
and it's like
It's like the people who used to like be behind us when it comes to freedom of speech for, game development, when it comes to defending violent games, it's like with games like Doom, Mortal Kombat. Postal, Quake, Real Tournament, even games like Hatred. We have those, right? We have
Right.
those being defended. But when it comes to a game like, say, Senran Kagura, where the girls literally just wear like swimsuits, literally the
Oh
bare,
yeah.
like it is basically just cheesecake. It ain't anything explicit,
I mean, it's not even that big of a deal. Like people wear swimsuits in what pools, beaches.
right?
I mean,
But that gets banned. That gets frowned upon. That gets demonized,
but I could walk around with shorts and no shirt coming on,
right?
and nobody won't get mad at me.
Right. And let me see this kosher right here. See, Taimanin Asagi here, right? I don't think yeah,
Right.
let me click out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Taimanin Asagi right here, right? Now I'll admit it's a little bit more extreme than Senran Kagura, but it's like, so what? It's like if we can do all of this evil torture towards, like, violent torture towards people in video
Yeah.
games, like, why can't games like Taimanin Asagi get a break?
And that makes matters worse. These are the same people out there, like, oh, but people are incels and need to get a relationship. It's like, blah. If you're all that life, right? Then why do you worry about what another man does?
Right. It's like, why are you worrying about what another man gets off to? It's like, it's if you don't care about this sort of stuff, just mind your damn business.
Because I see this all the time. It's like I don't care what you do as long as you're not breaking the law. Like as long as you're not breaking the law, you're not involving my family and people close to me into your bullshit. And that's all I can simply say. Because it's like I come from like a typical conservative family. Like there's a golden rule in that family. You get yourself arrested, you need to get yourself out of it. You put yourself in danger, you put yourself get yourself out of it. It's like a lot of people don't want to take responsibility and they want to blame something like what fiction for everything.
All right, hold on. Let me show you another tweet. Hold
Uh
on.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh
This is
boy.
primate. This is grade A bullshit right here. Take a look at this. So I don't want to give this too much air to breathe too much air into this situation, but you see this. You see this.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
you see this tweet about, the game developer behind some
I
trash ass
also
visual
see
novel
this.
name. I think it's
Yeah,
called Demon Barista or some shit like that. I don't know.
I think I heard of it
Necro
before.
Barista. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
I remember this
some,
game.
yeah, it's just some cringe Western visual novel developer, right? And they're over here
Yeah,
blasting, visual novels, anime visual novels with some not safe for work elements.
yeah,
And it's like, you see what's on the screen, right?
yeah. And I saw that. I'm still looking. I'm like, first of all, like, okay, I will say like Disney Demon Girls. Yeah, they have some lewd moments, but at the same time, if you're small enough to not have the 18 punch patch, it's literally what almost like Necapata Volume One without without the all scenes. It's
Right.
like
Right. But here's the thing, though. It's like this idiot over here is, making some major claim to fame, like, oh, Necrobarista is a multi-award-winning visual novel about death and cost. And it's like,
okay,
who gives a fuck? Like, these awards mean nothing these days.
you know something funny? I have an input for that. So what? You can have all these rewards and it doesn't matter to me.
Right. Right. It's like
I'm not.
Call of Duty gets the award for being the best multiplayer game every goddamn year. Doesn't mean shit.
I mean, look at the Last of Us Part Two. I mean, I don't like the game, but it still gets reward. But do I kill?
Like, no,
How
it's
does
like
it?
you shouldn't get all these awards are basically just industry circle jerks.
If anything, it's just like, oh, but it tells people that you have a good game. It's like, yeah, and you have to have a special label to let people know you want a stupid war show that really doesn't help your game.
Right. And hold on for a second. It gets even worse. I played the first half hour of Song of Saya. It's kind of shite. Shite. That's how you know that this person's some sort of weird European asshole. We wish there could be a section away from, yeah, because games with sex, they have to be locked up in some dark corner somewhere where you got some pretentious fart sniffing asswipe, basically, spreading their trash ass game across the
Yeah.
across many storefronts. It's like, please,
Let me
it's
ask
like.
this question though: do
By
these
the way, they
people ever
locked their
watch
account.
rated R movies?
Hmm?
Do these people watch rated R movies? Like
I,
movies
I,
that
I,
like
I, I would hope not, because I mean they have pronouns in their bio, so of
oh,
course of course this motherfucker is gonna be triggered about a whole lot of things. So
the thing is the thing is, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of these same people who hate you don't realize like we even don't like some people in the right who are like the ultra. What's the word I'm looking for?
track cat.
Those people, like these people, like, and I'm looking at them like I get it. You know, people want tradition as virus. That's fine. I mean, I have tradition as virus myself, but at the same time, there's limits and boundaries you don't want to go too cross. I mean, and this is why I'm looking at this person like, dude, you could have sold me in your game if you didn't pull this stupid shit talking shit about vision hours. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you heard about the infamous what was that developer who made this game? I'm
Eh,
pretty sure you're familiar of this game series. Because
eh,
I sit there look at these people like, are you trying to kill your business?
what's the game called?
I think it's some kind of phase or something like that. It's a, yeah, I think it's some RPG or something like that.
I don't know.
There we go, video game, I found it.
Yeah, where?
Because it was some developer from,
Oh,
developer
Fez.
who,
Yeah, Fez. Yeah, I
yeah,
know exactly what you're talking about. Phil Fish. That fucking. He canceled. He literally canceled his game because he had a temper tantrum over the fact
yeah,
that
a lot
people
of,
were dragging his ass over what he said about Japanese games. Like, bitch, please.
I mean, are
What
you
a
shocked?
bitch. Phil Fish, you're a bitch. Let me tell you that. Phil Fish, you are a massive bitch. bitch. Fucking bitch ass nigga.
No, and that's a sad thing that a lot of people nowadays, it's like, oh, but we can't do this to females. It's like, but yet a man can get hurt, a man can get killed, he can he can get all these fuck up situations, but it's like these people forget, and then before, I mean, I hope no one think this. Like, it doesn't matter if you like incels or virgins. It doesn't matter.
It really
But at the end
shouldn't.
of the day, at the end of the day, we all should understand this. Okay? Why should we have to censor something just because we don't like it?
Because they want control.
No, and that's the sad thing. It's like the more and more these people get control, and it's like, cause I'm just gonna pull a reasonable ego when it comes to this. I'm just gonna go crown pill, cause here's the thing: it's a crown war, and if these people want what they want, let them. Sooner or later, they're gonna realize quickly it's gonna backfire.
Yep.
And then when that happens, I'm just gonna look at them like, this is the hill you died on, so it's not my problem.
It's a, it's it's just another day of just living in. It's like every time, I try to be an adult about something, motherfuckers always want to try to call you names and shit. Ridiculous.
But the thing is, you're winning and they're losing. I mean, sure, people make fun of you, but guess what?
But I don't give a fuck, really. I don't
Who
care.
gives a fuck? It's like they only showing you you're right and they're wrong. It's like they're not really helping themselves. They're making fools out of themselves.
Oh, man, it's just that you think that shit will calm down after the election, but like, things have just
Nope.
gone full blown crazy. Oh,
No, and people and oh, speaking of election, oh boy.
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that
Yeah.
later. But let me show
Yeah.
you one more thing about this fast tweet I saw. So, looking into it further, right here, the same person literally, when you take a look at his blog, right, it says right
What?
here on Reddit. Interestingly enough, if you take a look at his blog with the company 59 Route 59 Games, he wrote an entire post about visual novel writing and how his game breaks the traditional visual novel mold. Stunning and brave model in terms of putting text boxes in different places other than just the bottom screen. Stunning and brave, people. His only other comparisons were Katawa Shoujo and Dagon.
Oh
This is
my
like the
god.
only like the only two visual novels niggas be playing.
Can I say this? Does this guy realize one problem? You know why we have text boxes in Vision Novels, right?
To make sure that people actually know how to read the game and play the game, and make sure that you can save the game at any point.
Yeah, it's like these people.
They're postmodernists. They don't they just want to be contrarians just for the sake of being contrary. And not and least and you take a look at this one, last but not least, in an AMA Reddit. God damn it, I hate Reddit. In an AMA
Uh,
on Reddit, it literally says we are Route 59, the creators of Necrobarista. Ask us everything. And one of the questions they answered was, I'm glad to hear you like the game, which will definitely be expanded near the future. My favorite VN is Song of Saya. Big fan of Gen Urobochi. Motherfucker, you just flat out admitted you haven't played the game.
wait, Son of Saul.
Song of
Is he
Saya.
serious? I
And,
remember.
and, and keep in mind, this is the same guy, same one of the same motherfuckers that literally called Song of Saya straight up porn.
Yeah,
Oh
a
my
game based
god.
on gore. A game based on gore, straight up porn. Okay, fine. You know what? Here's the thing. Let's embrace the fact these games are porn games.
So what?
And so what? Does it
Like,
stop you from enjoying them?
is this to stop them from having good stories?
I mean, people like Hooters for fuck's sakes in real life.
Yeah,
Does it stop people?
and they still like to go to the restaurant. It's like ridiculous, man. It's like people just don't know how to mind their own damn business.
And wait a minute. Hold on a second. Go back to that tweet.
Hold
I
on,
just saw something funny.
which one?
The one with what was his name? I keep forgetting his name. The creator of that game.
This
Yeah,
one?
that one. I saw something next to Necapolo, and I'm still looking like, wait a minute. You're complaining about Dead Alive? I don't remember Dead Alive being a bit sexual. Like I
Uh,
don't remember that.
it pretty much has risque moments, but I don't know. I haven't read the
If
visual novels
anything,
like that. I don't.
yeah. And the thing what makes it funny is like these games, like dude, these games are rated E. I mean rated T for team.
No, not T for teen.
Like,
That's M for mature.
oh god.
So if
Yeah,
anything, it's like they're already made for adults.
yeah. And it's like,
Exactly. It's like I don't see any of these games. Well, the adult version of some of these games, it's like I don't see an AO rating on it. It's kind of fun. It is kind of weird that you don't see the adults only rating on any like pornographic games.
yeah.
I just don't
And
understand why you don't see like I don't understand why it's like adult games can't get adults only. That's what it's made for. To give you safeguard, give you protection. Like people need to stop being afraid of adults only like rating. It's like it's not gonna kill the sale of your game. If anything, it's gonna increase the sale of your games and make it legitimate. I don't know why adult game developers are afraid of like posting anything that's like adult oriented.
because they want to reach to the widest number of people as they can. It sucks, but it's like,
But I mean,
I
when you
mean, I
look when you
understand.
take a look at like sites like Pornhub, right? It
Yeah.
gets like 2 million like a single video on there. Well, first of all, I wouldn't really know. I just went on there just to do some research, right?
Research.
But if I can estimate, and I don't really go on Pornhub a lot to be quite honest, but um,
Okay.
I would imagine that a single video on some of these adult websites can instantly hit like 1 million views. So it's clearly a market for like adult video games, and it's like I just don't understand why people can't like have their adult games without people like others judging them. It's like, so what, asshole?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
and these are the same people. And the sad thing, what makes it sad, these are the same people who literally judging people based on people appearances. It's like, Wow, why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, hold on.
Like, what does your parents have to do with anything?
Yeah, what's good, Omega? Yeah, it's like it I'm looking like I'm talking to a lot of adult video game developers, right?
What?
So I talked to them, and they basically said that they're trying. They literally feel like they're leading a cultural battleground right now because it's like
That's
they're
really
leading a
weird.
charge. They're leading a charge because it's like AAA developers don't want to do anything that's quote unquote offensive, and they feel like they have a lot more like pressure on their shoulders now because it's like it used to be that you had a balance in the game industry.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, you can have your artsy fartsy games, but you can also have like your shameless cheesecake as well.
yeah, and this is what makes it sad. Is that as Ways and Go to Eagle said, the boomers would just be like try to be like, oh, but the millennials or the all the fairs and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, but next generation, they're like, oh, the next generation has so have much potential. But then look at the next generation. Look what they're
Yeah,
doing compared to millennials. It's like you have people seriously seeing crazy shit because I mean seeing crazy shit like, oh, I mean fiction affects reality, and it's like, no, no, it doesn't. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, did your parents ever tell you that the tooth fairy is not real? Oh boy.
I mean, if you can believe that fiction affects reality, then not only do you believe in the Tooth Fairy and the Santa Claus and the American justice system, you believe in all those? Like, come
Oh
on.
no, and these are the same people, and it's like, I'm looking at them like, why is it so difficult for people to understand that there's nothing wrong with sexual content. There's nothing wrong with fictional content. Like, and I get it. People pull the whole, it's
But
because certain things depicted.
right, it's like you don't have to watch. You don't have like I get it. Like it's not gonna appeal to the general audience, but at the same time, it's like the audience there is big enough.
Exactly. It's niche. That's why the term niche exists.
And there's nothing wrong with niche content.
I mean, for fuck's sakes. I mean, real life, we literally have shows like what? Jerry Springer and Maury, right?
We used to
Those
have
infamous
those.
shows.
Yep, remember those.
And somehow those shows for adults. It's obvious those shows for adults. Because we've seen the type of content in their shows. I mean, infidelity and yeah, we know what the context of that show is. But it's like, how is it so bad to have these type of shows? I mean, not how is it so publicly fine to watch these type of shows? But God forbid if a fictional character does something similar or even worse, we lose our shit.
It's like these same people are have been raised. This is an entire generation raised on the internet, raised on their
Oh yeah,
mommy and daddy's iPad and iPhone. It's like they think that they are so detached from reality. They genuinely think that media affects their every being, which it doesn't.
it
It's like
doesn't. And
they take these cartoons, they take these TV shows, they take these movies, they take these music, and they think that that's their entire being.
no,
It's
your
like
entire being is how your parents raise you. It's
we
like,
used to have like entire like campaigns about being an individualist, thinking for yourself,
yeah, critical
being
thinking.
right, critical thinking, not not caving into peer pressure. And now that you have this cancel culture bullshit, it's like you have this cancel culture bullshit. It's like,
People
dude,
are
it's
just thinking in hive mind nowadays.
yeah, people do think in a hive mind. Nobody knows how to stand up against them for themselves.
Or worse, people just give up. I mean, they're just willing to give up the things they love for what? A
And,
nobody, to be honest.
and here's the thing, though. It's like most of these cocksuckers who are in, you know, who are participating in this cancel culture. They're the ones signing people paychecks and shit.